Thank you guys for coming back to another episode of Cobra TV. First of all, I want to thank everybody that showed up for the Wednesday's Twitch broadcast where we do the subcast. I had such an amazing time. If anybody wants to get on the show, I do that every Wednesday, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But on this episode, I want to bring up something that is everybody knows. But with the IGN First coverage, so many new people are learning about this game, and there's been a couple questions that you kind of scratch your head at first, but then you got to remember they're new to this game. And they ask the question, are there barren planets in No Man's Sky? And when I responded to a person saying, yes, 90% of the planets in No Man's Sky will be barren, somebody commented after, a different person, saying, source please. So I want to read a couple things from the Wired magazine. It was an interview with Sean Murray, and it states, although not revealed so far, there will also be surprises hidden in the darkness and between the suns. Black holes, dead planets, strange mysteries, and aggressive peoples will all turn up if players look for them. We have a bunch of those things. We're not trying to recreate our universe, but there are black holes. There are dead planets. I wonder if the author who's talking to Sean Murray here is talking about when Sean Murray was asked, can you manually fly between solar systems without using your hyperdrive? Can you take the long road there, the slow trip? And Sean Murray replied by saying, yes, you don't have to use your hyperdrive to get there. It's not fast travel. You're really making a distance when you jump. So you can fly slowly to the next star system. He said but it's very hard. And when he was asked how long it would take, not even they know. So I wonder, when he says, in between the suns, black holes, dead planets, and strange mysteries, who knows? The only way to find out is to do it when the game comes out. But I thought that was pretty interesting. But back to the barren planets topic. Sometimes for demos, we'll crank up the number of lush planets because we're trying to quickly show people. But actually, in our universe, this one, most things are a little barren. Finding life is a big deal, a cool moment, and we want that in our game. As stated several times in most of the interviews, video interviews, and written interviews, 90% of the planets will be barren. 10% will have life. Of that 10%, 90% of that 10% will be dull and boring. Like we're talking just trees, maybe just grass, normal water. But the other 10% will have life such as alien animals and things like that. Really cool, really strange life. So finding life in No Man's Sky is a big deal. So most of the time we will be landing on barren planets. However, I have this theory that maybe one planet per solar system may have life, because we're talking more than 18 quintillion planets. That's a lot. So when you consider 10% of that number, that's a big number, guys. But even still, going on to a barren planet, there's still resources to mine. Plus, you're not going to be alone all of the time. There will still be AI trading, mining, and just think of the beautiful landscapes that you're going to see, and possibly that eerie feeling of whether you are alone or not. You might hear a strange noise that sounds like it came from a creature, and it sounds big, or it just sounds just completely weird, and you may never find it. And that's one of the reasons why we have Galactic Urban Legends on explorenms.com for situations just like that. So I kind of hope this settles things for some of the newer people who are learning about No Man's Sky. So recently, when Sean Murray's been demoing the game to people, if you noticed, they pick random star systems to go to, and every planet that they've written about or talked about in the video that they went to, every single one of them found life. So as Sean Murray said, he's got the lush planets turned up a little bit to kind of just show what you could find in No Man's Sky. It's quite simply just a demonstration build. And as far as the glitches are concerned, I see a lot of people talking about glitches in No Man's Sky. Trust me, guys. These guys are coders. They know, and they're going to fix them. Trust me. Sean Murray's once said that he doesn't want to release this game until he's ready. He wants it to be nice, finished, and polished. So there's not going to be any alpha. It'll be a complete and finished game. Yes, there's going to be some things that we're going to be able to find for them, and they're going to fix along the way, because we're talking about a universe that is probably just full of glitches, and they do have like little drones going through the universe and trying to catch some of those for them. So no worries there. The other thing I wanted to bring up is a lot of people were thinking that IGN was going to release announce a release date at the end of the IGN first, at the end of this month. The answer to that is no. They announced publicly on one of their podcasts, which I'll try to link below if I can find it again, at 50 minutes and 45 seconds, that they won't be announcing a release date. But Sean Murray did say he had plans to announce a release date really soon. He wanted to at E3. Something happened and he couldn't do it. So I would expect to hear something very soon about a release date. But with all this talk about a release date, I can't imagine how stressed Hello Games must be at this moment. But I promise you guys, this game, it's going to come out. And I respect the fact that Hello Games, they want to wait for as long as it takes to make sure that we get a good, solid game. And I think that's cool of them. I really do. Now, moving on to another topic. A long time ago, I published a lot of pictures on this YouTube channel about, with Project Morpheus floating around, being in different pictures here and there at Hello Games Studios. And I made several videos about them working with Project Morpheus. And in the Game Informer, Sean Murray said, yeah, they were using it, and they had it working in a very rudimentary way. They were unsure of Project Morpheus's future and also Oculus Rift. So it was kind of up in the air. But we do know that they have been working with it. And when he was asked in the Games Radar interview, it says, let's face it, we've all been thinking how good the never-ending No Man's Sky would be on Sony's Morpheus VR headset. Surprise, surprise, we're not the only ones. Speaking to Edge magazine for its new issue, creator Sean Murray dangles a very juicy carrot. He responds when he was asked about it, I don't know what I'm allowed to say. It's something that we're thinking about. Morpheus, Oculus, there's nothing more cool in sci-fi than VR and a big procedural universe. I think that for the people who want to just explore, and even for space combat and things like that, it would be a good fit. Let's put it that way. That's very good news. And a lot of people have also said, but I don't want to buy Project Morpheus. I just want to play it normal. Well, yeah, you can still play it normal, even if it is designed for Project Morpheus. And I'm not confirming if it is or not. Just like the Edge magazine's not either. But it does sound promising, and it does sound so cool. But it's going to be one of those things where if you have Project Morpheus, it'll work with it. If you don't, then you could just play it on your TV. I'm pretty sure that as soon as Project Morpheus does release, it's going to be adaptable to a lot of games that initially weren't planning on it. But that's a little good news, and I can't wait. How many of you down below, right down below, how many of you would love to play this with Project Morpheus? As always, I do love you guys. Thank you so much for being here, being a part of this community. If you want to get on the show, remember, Wednesdays, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I would also like to thank every single one of you who has donated. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I will never be able to thank you enough. Until next time, guys.